Sorry, give me just a moment. There it goes. Yay! We are here today. So, I wanted to say hi to all of you first. I don't come on here that often. I'm working to eventually get to create my own events. But for now, this is where we're at. Is Holly Salmond. Here we to help you be able to see and hopefully you're being teachable at the moment because type of movie, whatever you want to call it. Finding joy in the moment when you're living life to the fullest is what this is about. This morning I woke up and I found myself having this amazing fun time with my family. That happen every morning. This particular morning, though, I to get up and go and snuggle with my daughter and help her wake up. My husband in to do that just because of where I'm at in my life in that area of transformation. And the people that I work with, life ton and even might perceive as outrageous ways in the sense of like it's too much for them to handle, what it might come across to some. Woke up and I was snuggling with my daughter. This tendency when she's first waking up, as we all do, sometimes we rush out the door and just be like, throw everything on, go out the door. As we take our time. And in some ways, I wish I could just give her all that time in the world just to get ready. But at the same time, I feel like that if I did that, I understand what it's like to get up and go and do action. And even though right now it is simply just for school, school can be very restricting in some ways. It can also be, depends on your perception. Because I know for me, when I was growing up and I was going to school, school was the highlight of my day a lot of the time growing up. And with my daughter, though, getting up this morning, she made things really interesting and she loves to make things fun. So she got up this morning and as I said to her, oh, Daddy's going to beat you. He's going to get ready before you. When I did that, first reaction is, no, he's not. I'm going to beat Daddy today. I go and I leave out of the room for a minute and stuff to allow her to have some time to be able to try and do things herself and allow her to have that choice. My husband for a minute. And in that meantime, I come back in and she's just sitting there on the floor. him. She's like, I can't find my pants. I'm like, I put them on the bed for you. She goes, oh yeah, I forgot. Sorry. I'm like, just go put them on. Tomorrow morning or whatever else and stuff. I say to her stuff, oh, Daddy's gonna get dressed before you and stuff. And she goes, no, I'm not. I'm gonna. She starts putting on her pants, whatever else and stuff that she has to get ready. And as she's doing this, dressed in the sense of like socks, shoes, all these other type of things and stuff. Right before she puts on her shoes, she runs in and gets her shoes, but then she also grabs my husband's shoes. Goes and grabs them and is getting ready to try and run across the laughing and giggling and everything else and stuff, trying to make a game out of it. So, while she grabs the shoes and is trying to get across the bed, and my husband is trying whatever else and stuff, and he's like hanging half of his body off the bed trying to get the shoes from her. So he gets the shoes, put him down for a second, and goes back to give her hugs or tickle her or whatever. I grabbed his shoes in the meantime and sit back up the other side. And she goes and grabs the room. And for her daddy. And as she's doing this, she asked. And so am I. I jumped in and I was having, and because we don't have that every morning. We try and get up and just have everything that we do every morning. That's one thing that I've been really working on this year, is just to have fun when we get up that way. Because I know otherwise I get frustrated. Come on out the door, we got to get you there on time, whatever else and stuff. I've noticed that when we actually stop and we have and make it a game like that, music was a big one and stuff. If you could find her favorite song that she's in the mood for that morning, one that helps her and stuff. And when we go and do this, do it ready, and we're focusing on just helping her get ready before, and it was in this negative kind of energy, this negative kind of context, we'd always end up being late. It was fun, majority of the time, on time. And I sit there and I kind of just thought about that this morning. And I'm just like, that's interesting. When we made it fun, even though we had to be somewhere on time and stuff, like I had this huge limiting belief, that growing up at least and stuff a lot of the time, that I couldn't have fun. I wasn't allowed to have fun. And that having fun was a bad thing even. Because I would go and we'd celebrate something and then come back and I'd get in trouble because I was still celebrating. Celebrate life itself. I noticed that when we do that, like this morning, we were celebrating just having fun, preparing for our day. Even though she didn't get out right at 8:30. Shortly. Now our goal is to try and reach 8:30 every single morning. But when she gets there like at 8:50 and hardly has any time to eat breakfast, really bad, emotional about it, just crying and getting upset and whatever else and stuff. Usually, not every time, but there are times that it comes across really strong. And I was recognizing this recently. Decide that we are not allowed to have fun, that we're not allowed to have that, or that it's not, fun's not a good thing, not a good thing, or that it's impossible to have it. It's a choice. And we don't always realize that. I don't always realize that it's a choice. But that was a huge eye-opener for me this morning. Was finding joy in that moment. And I've done that time and time again. This morning, some areas that and right now it's like I feel this overwhelming, peaceful, joyous feeling in my heart, of my soul. And found that the choice it really is. My daughter, she is one of my teachers in life. And one of my go-getters and just having fun and doing fun little crazy creative things. And she loves to have fun doing it. Now, when you look at a child and you see that that's what they really, the whole definition of just enjoying what you do and having it help serve others. Most likely in the sense of serving me this morning. The choice. Out of bed. Go snuggle with her for a minute and help her wake up. Back. And play a game, getting ready. Now, for me, games, there's many triggers for me there. Especially when the environment that I grew up in, for some reason, it was all about learning and I never really saw it as something fun. It was more serious, and it was more frustrating, and it was more because I went to go play games and stuff. My older brother, when I played games with him, and I would get so peeved about it. Whether we win or whether we lose. But the things that are games in life. If we look at it with a perception of this was fun anyways, realizing how much of a difference that makes recently. It's our perception, our choice. It's our of are we going to be happy right now? Or are we going to simply just go and this challenge of getting ready for the day? Now, I'm not exactly fully even ready for today. Got to get laundry, dishes, whatever else done. And I didn't have time for that. But then I've got to turn around and to go to the food bank today. Extremely grateful for it. Our finances doesn't honor us to go and just spend money. How tight we are right now. We go out and where we've had our highs and our lows, and we've in our high moments and have fun. Even not always. So that's some work to do there. It feels like as much as I do. At our low points, that we also struggle celebrating when it comes to that joy in life. Because when we're financially want is to be able to help my family, to be able to move forward in their dreams in life. I'm There's days that I really do feel like I'm failing them on that. And people will remind me, they'll be like, well, the only time that you really fail is when you give up entirely. And like, have you given up? No. Well, then you haven't failed. You're still learning period. You're still learning. And you, for your family, which isn't a bad thing, is what they do. The whole purpose of this is what she said, but I was just like, that's the whole purpose of it when you look at it that way. The whole scientific guess. I was just like, I just cheated up just so that I could, in a way that. And as I did this, if you're all right with this, I'd like to be a little vulnerable. I this list. I didn't feel anything, and I was so. And I got a friend, and I was just like realizing. I didn't really look at it. I didn't really have, but birds. It was like what I. It wasn't that I felt nothing for this. That I emotion. There was still so much pain, fear, and doubt behind it. But that's why I felt nothing. It was because more work for me, that much more to learn. In one way, I want to be extremely grateful that she did that for me. Just these little things that you would think that don't really mean much, that actually end up in the world in a positive, beautiful way. The same friend that had done this with me, that had me do this list, I was visiting her. This was a while back when she still lived near me. And I went to her place. We ended up spending the night. Something. The lessons that have come from it still, just from the event there. She was reading a book to her kids. And she even invited me over to kind of laugh at it, because it still just sounds ridiculous in my head. But when I'm laughing in this sense, you know why I'm laughing? Because it sounds so ridiculous still in my head. Would anybody ever do that? When I was a kid, I didn't get those type of things. I get my mom saying, "Why don't you come over and I'll read you a story." I'll tell you a story. I didn't get hugs, kisses. My little brother, and I envy. There's other things that they have in trials in their life too, but in that moment when I saw her do that, and then she invited me over, even recently, extremely grateful for it. Months, months, it's just a little thing. Let's let's tell a story. Whatever happened to just enjoy? We get so busy and we get so caught up in just going and doing, and going and doing is great when it's time to do it. You just relax and enjoying the moment and just being happy and grateful for what you have. Grateful for this opportunity presented to you to learn something new. Single fear, pain, ability to learn. Not always learn the lesson right the first time. It's something that I've had to learn a lot too. When I was 3 years old, I remember this being state people that did the state kind of stuff. The people that did because they found me with my first stepmom. And my first stepmom, she only there were some head motions that she did that I was copying, amongst probably some other things that they noticed, and they just wanted to double check, like mentally retarded or something. They thought that she was too, apparently. That I had been told from other people growing up. As I was going through these things, looking and seeing the people from the state and their reaction, the reaction of a 9-year-old with the IQ of a 9-year-old. And I just remember seeing this and going, about something here? Seeing that I'm not. I didn't understand. I was 3. Emotionally, I could not understand why about something like that. And I first did. I'm a woman, for Pete's sake. Don't get me wrong, there's emotional men too and stuff, but usually we're emotional beings as is. In that moment, I just was like, I don't understand what you see. Why are you so surprised? Why are you amazed by what you saw? And I went through, I think it was 4 home 5. And then I was 9. 8 going on 9. And for all the different things that we realize what's really around us. Like I see so much, but I could not express. I talk growing up. My sentences were so jumbled. Yeah, hardly anything. I would always turn this one side. I want you to say it. No, I want you to say. I didn't have enough faith in myself that I could speak up and that I'd be safe speaking up. Been showing up for me a lot lately. As I do these breakthroughs, as I progress in with with Limitless, with the Rise Leadership group, or as I progress with these areas of these people that I've met and I'm looking at old being a 9-year-old. Somewhere along the way, because I didn't understand in that moment, I lost sight of in anything. That I knew something. And when I talked to other people, there was because you knew things that most people didn't, especially at the age, just you knew things. It was insight. Is what I just recently was with all these different things that I had, and I was 3, and I lost sight of it. All because I didn't understand something. I was hoping for something better. Something I'd understand. We all have stances. We all have these moments that we hope for something better of ourselves or others around us. You know what the funny thing is? There was this movie that I watched one time that how they were mankind. That we are one of the most amazing beings that there are. And it's because with every action that we take, even though we have this side of us that's dark and we could do it because of hatred, whatever else and stuff, it's all because of our love that we had for everything around us. We fight for love. That's the one thing people don't see that even. That's the funny part. I'm sure as people leave comments and stuff later on this today, for those that get to watch this, there will be comments about the fact that, oh, I don't fight for love. I believe in love. You're still breathing. You're still standing. Or sitting for some people, but you're still here. Fight for love. you would not be here. That I've ever come across. I have seen their highest and best self since I was a little girl. I couldn't explain it to people what I was seeing, but I saw it. And there was other people that said too, but they called it me seeing the good in people. But in all reality, it wasn't just the good. It was of light, everything. And for a moment, I could sit there and I could see this person is reacting this way because of this. Even as a child, I understood. I could worse. That was the hard part for me because I couldn't get my words out. I could sit there and I could see how my adoptive dad was looking at me one day, saying these words over and over of, "Are you afraid of him? Aren't you him? Aren't you?" And you just stop speaking and stuff, and they just kept on yelling at me and stuff like, "Are you? If I was afraid, basically." My older brother. My older brother. I mean, sure, there was probably small moments that I was a little afraid of. Moments in our bedrooms, but I wasn't really ever afraid of him. I was more afraid of my parents and what they were capable of. They took him away. First time when they asked that question of, "Are you afraid?" I said, "No, I'm not afraid." You can hear me. And the second time I still said, "No, I'm not afraid." And the third time they asked, and by the third time I'm sitting here going, "I have given you my answer." So I had a choice. And from all the knowledge that I knew in that moment, my brother, no. I chose to say, "Yes, I'm afraid of him." I to them that I was lying, but they didn't believe it as a lie. They believed that is the truth. It was that. I was 13. And I was more afraid of them, and afraid of even telling them that I was more afraid of them. Yeah, he made some choices that hurt me. And I had to deal with them, yeah. To break through the issues, and I learned to find what it was that would help me free myself. And each time that I hit the core areas of these horrible things that happened in my life, all it ended up coming down to was facing me and facing a choice. I hold on to this. To hurt me and tear me down. What serves me. And over time I have. In that moment, I let her go. Realizing that if he stayed in that house any longer, he might end up dead. My mom did, and she won't admit this right now, but she didn't even know what my dad was capable of and what he did. She knew a lot of things he did, but she didn't live his life. She didn't live in my life. And she knew of a lot of things that he did. Don't get me wrong. But we talk about like secrets, or we talk about whatever else, regrets and all these other things. And the only thing that he ever regretted was the day that he left. And that was before he remarried and got custody of us. She said that was the only thing that he really regretted. And I'm just like, you're not him. The only thing that he regretted. You can't make that choice for him. You can't make that choice for anybody except for we are incredible human beings, and if for a moment, priceless we were. If for a moment we saw we are, something that honored and served us, everybody else too. For the most part, this world would be a much better place if we chose to unconditionally love one another. No matter what we have chosen, finding joy in that moment, finding that power, finding that perception of light, everything. It's a knowledge that most people have lost or forgotten, and have lost hope of ever seeing again, and forgotten. Today, we pass incredible things out there, incredible people. And how many times do we pass over those that have, like, let's say those of you that have flown airplanes, and when you're passing over the land, what do you see? Do you see all the little different colors? Do you see that everything, or it's like, oh wow, this is way so terrified, I am definitely not looking down. And instead of living here and switching it to living in joy, peace, happiness, if we stopped and did that with everything, see, who would we see? For who they really are, afraid of, and not for what we're doubting in them or ourselves, or a pain of those things. I invite you to find joy, and I invite you to find peace today that you haven't before. Really feel that pain about, or that you're not doubt of something. To find grateful about it. And if you need to start, you'd be surprised with it. We're the light and hope. The power that they see every day. One of my favorite stories that a friend of mine, Stephen Michael Miller, shares, a story about babies. And when we watch babies, when they're first or whatever, kicking their feet and stuff like that. What do? We watch them, and if they move a pinky or a little finger and stuff like that, they twitch it. Do we stop and we go, oh, you're such a horrible failure, you're not even, wow. No. We usually go and go, oh my gosh, did you see that? Did you see what the baby just did? Amazing. But at what point in time do we stop doing this? Do we excited in the little progressions that we make? Because even though that baby is trying and trying and trying, and it's not walking, it's moving its arms and legs and doing all this or whatever else and stuff, right? Well, when the baby's doing that, cheering it on, why do you think at some point it actually starts just walking? Because it sees us doing it and goes, I want to do that. And then it does it. Now, don't get me wrong. There are some children that, and my heart goes out to them. The moment we get to give up on those treasures, on those moments in life that are just, we do that. Is the moment that we do. Do you know one of the things that kids usually do? Most is they don't say like a kid. You wanted a toy. You felt though when you wanted that toy. When you got that, if you didn't get that toy, if you got that toy, and you got that toy, and you think about this in your head, you're just like, if I went and got that toy, what would I be doing with this? And be like, I'd be playing this and blah, 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 blah. Just imagination. And then at some point in time, we tell our kids, basically, it's time to grow up. You stop being a kid. There's some people who do that. Nobody does, but a lot of people that do. And when we're trying to find that joy and that happiness in that moment, we usually feel happy. Usually we feel sad or torn that we never got to have that one joy with us, usually for life. We usually made a choice in that moment about believing something from life. Moment, not for the next 2 minutes, next week, for life. That whatever choice we made in that moment, we end up making for life. That tears us down. Called limitless. They've just, and if you are interested learning these techniques to help you to move forward, that you have to live in the moment again. find who you really are and to just be who you are. Your strength again, without the fear, without the pain, without the doubt. If you really want it, and you think that this is, in the comments below if you want a book about this and get this book. I'll talk to people that I know and stuff and see what I can do to get these books to you. But it costs about like $20 for the book. Is what I was told. If you want me to be able to set up an account, is a GoFundMe account, is what I'm thinking. If I set up a GoFundMe account for you to buy Limitless books, how you contact me. I mean, I'm sure we could work it out. I don't really know. This is just off the top of my head. I do this right now. But I'll figure out a way. We'll figure out a way to get to where you're at in the world. I know people are around the world that really for these events. I've had people that I'm talking over in the UK. I've had people that I've talked Australia even. I've had people that I've talked to in just all these other amazing places. Be here for these events. Want to be able to help improve their lives. Want to take that next step, and they're out of state. They're not even in the state to do it, and they don't have the money, they would say, and stuff to be able to get here or whatever. Like, oh my gosh, we've got to find. Because important, the message, the behind this, these people put into this, and it's just like, I want to be able to next level of helping people for them and to create what they want in their life, and just to be able to have things. Because literally, can we have it all? Yes. Yes. Believe it or not, it may be a lot of work for you to do. And in the beginning, it may be really hard. It may seem impossible even. Book out first, so that you start reading it and stuff, and just being able to bit more. Heck, I would love to see some of these people that I'm talking to. I'm struggling financially myself. I'm at the lowest point I've been 2 years probably with my financial state. And stuff is showing up for me pretty darn big. The past month and a half to 2 months I'm working through are where I would have this belief I was worthless. Started about the 2 months ago and stuff, when I had that flashback, it was showing me that my adoptive mother was trying to. If anything were to ever tear you down, it would be something where people mistreat you like that. I was dealt a hand that shattered my world. That took everything from me except for my life itself. And even then, I have conquered death. I technically died one day and came back, and I didn't know for years. Because I'd blocked it out because I was so stinking scared that nobody would believe me. I just blocked it out. We're powerful manifestors. Showed up in my life. My value self as a human being I keep on being told how priceless I am. I keep on being told I could see my self-worth and how valuable I really was. That my world, in the sense of like some light, of being able to do more for people, of whatever else, would just explode. Have all the fun stuff just be there. Peace, the hope, the leadership, the to do it this way, to talk on here, than it is for me to go and stand up in front of a group of people. I know they'll see this. It's interesting, to say the least. But it's also got many lessons in it. Told even by it, I'm just like, they're like, you will reach people. Most of us won't. What you've been through, and I was just like, really? And as I progressed in this, as I saw more of this, the other day I got a Facebook message. Somebody who was checking it in on me of a process that I had done of trying to end my life or whatever else and stuff. They were like, "Did this work for you?" and stuff, and I was just like, "No, there were rules and regulations and stuff like that." I helped somebody because of mine, so that they didn't have to go through that whole process. A shortcut. I was this. Whoa, that's huge. I didn't think that I had that call it as that capability. I just didn't see it. To touch people's lives. It would come to me. I've had some people. One of the women in it, she walked up to me one time during one of their one of the events, and while they were doing one of their processes, it inspired me. Speechless still about it. The fact that she said that to me. Because I really have a hard time believing that I am that power, that capability. Each and every one of us. Each and every one of us can, and you may not even see how you're doing it. But the moment that you do, I hope that I make it happen. Able to see yourself to let your greatness shine, that joy, and to live in that moment of just that hope, that happiness. I can't tell you how much I love people. Something that I could just tell you. It's shown. And every day, I find myself getting closer and closer, able to teach people in their life and to live in it. Freedom, to break free of all those things that have just held us back. Startled myself there. That you think that you're not blessing somebody else's life. For every time that you think that you're worthless, that you're not worth anything, I implore you, I invite you to take a step back. Go get a piece of paper and start writing all the things that you are grateful for. And if it is too hard, even write the sentence, the things I am grateful for in my suffering. In my fear and my doubt are writing. At first, the words may not even come. Just start writing. I know it may seem like nothing. I know it may seem like the words aren't there. And if you're wanting to know more about this, if you leave a comment down below. Do to make this happen for you. And if you want to be able to come see what so that they do it online. You go to limitlessseminar.com, I believe. Down in the comments below. Have that link and stuff, but they do it live. And if you pay the $99 monthly, they say that I'm now for over a year. All the benefits that I get from them, all the different teams, we're all one team, but it's like they have all these different groups that they've created to move forward. There's ones I'm working on even and stuff that I can do and stuff because the events that they're doing, that they have open to the public, so that they can come and they experience a piece of what we really get from there. It's one of their most it comes to mind for that. It's the one that everybody comes to, that it's their most powerful one. It leaves the strongest message that I've ever seen. And recently I didn't get to go all the way last month because I had a camping trip, but I continued this new portion that they're doing at the very end of the event. They did one 2 months ago, during the events of September 11th. And you have to be there to experience it. Something that you tell people to experience, to understand really the power behind these events, really the power of how to just be themselves. All of our ways. We all have something to, we all have something to show how that can teach anybody. And we lose our hope. And we get frustrated, and we feel like we have to tell us how to live their lives. Take a step back. Write down a list. All the things that you're grateful for. Find the joy in the moment. I really strongly invite you to do that. And for those of you that there's nothing left to live, I invite you to go out and serve somebody that day. Find somebody that you can help do something for. And go, if you need to, name that pops in your mind. Just even like, if you don't necessarily, but you're believe in a higher power, or even if you don't even know anything about that. As a friend of mine would say, Eric Bailey tells his story about there's this person that he met and stuff that else, and basically what they end up doing is saying, go to a mountain, to that mountain, as it sounds. For those of you, it's a higher power, or if it's God, I invite you to go talk to them. Just ask and say, I serve today. What's my next step? Things that may seem like pointless don't do anything. They're powerful. And every time you're in pain because someone said something to you or treated you a certain way, what you do is to say, I love me. Conviction. You say it like you believe it. First, it's okay. Keep trying. Keep saying it. Every single time you start to doubt yourself, every single time that you start to feel that pain, that this may seem impossible, I can tell you, just one person, and I have people tell me every day, bless their life. At least one person a week. And sometimes that's what I need to get me through. Where I have these memories since I've been to these events. I went to one of these other events, a Rise Leadership Group, and I can't remember what they had to say. standing in our power, and it was saying it in the leadership form of, and allowing our warrior to come out too. And just from what I did that day, I didn't see what I'd really done. Not in that moment, other than when I saw the look on his face. Acevedo or Acevedo? I haven't asked him how he pronounces it. Anyways, as I did this, asking us to do, what he was trying to do was to have people stand in their power and say, but his specific words were, "Blow! I want to feel the wind blowing it through my hair. Feel this." Else do it, whatever else and stuff, and there was a couple that were kind of doing it, it felt like, and stuff, but and then it was my turn. I couldn't help but just, every time I even think about it, I just couldn't help but laugh. So like, it just looked hilarious to me. But anyways, he was just like just wah! Kind of reaction. And every time that I think about it, it makes me laugh. It brings me that moment of living that joy in the moment again. There's other moments that I have like that. For instance, one time in my chair, and whatever I'm doing is that then I have this thing pop, this image showing having some ice and flying ice, and put it down Eric Bailey's back. In my heart, and I was just like, "You want me to do what?" Like, as if you were talking to somebody else and going, "Wait, what? You want me to do what? No, wait. Sitting there thinking about it, I keep on seeing it, and I'm just like, okay, fine. It wouldn't stop popping out of my head. Well, that was intuition, and trying to just get me to be happy in that moment. But what I realized later, I left him a message at the time. Do you know why God had me do that? Probably some higher power, or do you know why? Is what I said to him, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure at least what I'm getting from it was that he was loved. I saw him earlier that day when he was sitting up on the stage, and while somebody else was helping somebody else through a breakthrough, I saw his reactions. Struggling with some things himself. I don't know what he was struggling with. And every time he would look up, I'd just be like, "Looking down, I'm not doing anything." Keeping a straight face while I'm doing it, I think, for the most part. I don't know for sure. But it was like he knew I was watching him. And the reason I was watching him, though, is because he's the leader up on that stage, and to me it resonated to watch him. Not the person who was doing the breakthrough so much. Because a person who is that leader, to me, I'm sitting here going, even though he's sitting up on that stage and he's in the background and they're doing their breakthrough or whatever else, there's many different forms that a leader and how he is shows up. And for the most unexpected people too, sometimes. Very usually the unexpected to a lot of people. I'm odd in a lot of ways to them. And as they say nowadays, is the weird is the new cool. But what are you going to do? So as I'm figuring my life out, as I'm trying to understand, doing everything I can to try and understand all of this in my head. There is a lot that I can't exactly explain in a way that for all of you to hear this message at this time. But I share this with you because I love you. I share this with you because you are I can't tell you how many times I probably have lost count. How many times I've seen a blessing in my life because somebody else was there. Somebody else once said or did. I have a lot of those stories. But when I started going to Limitless, and shortly afterwards, Limitless was the first one, that's why I mentioned it a lot, but Limitless has changed my life. They've helped me transform my life. I'm still in government housing and but I'm off of disability now. Not many people can say that. Not many people can sit there and say, I got off of disability. I had a set goal in mind on my subconscious kind of area that I wanted to get off of disability. I hated the idea of being on disability. It wasn't because I hated the people that were on it. Because it showed me at the time how broken I was. And it was the first thing in my entire life. Not like at this time it was the biggest thing in my life. That showed me what I was capable of. We all have a choice. We all have a chance. We all have an opportunity every day to make our lives something better. I've made a bunch of Facebook group pages as well to help people to, to get together, to actually start making a difference in each other's lives. Some of these mentors that I've known. And then I have a page that I even post what those events are, and so at least I try to. If you need to go through and see which one resonates with you, go to their websites, whatever else, I invite you to do that. They like I said, they've transformed my life. I can't express that enough. I can't express that. You can understand here, right now. And there. But you have to choose all in, as a friend of mine would say. She would tell me about this saying, as if it wasn't just to me, it was like to a whole group of people at the time when I first heard her say it, and stuff, and it was about this word called all in. And to it, when it came really down to it, was It means to move and act now with all of your heart. To act in the here and now with all of your heart. It's just, we don't always see what that really means. Because for the most part, most of us have given up on it. When you go wherever it is you're going today, when you step out your door, or if you're staying indoors, for some of you, you may need to stay in and clean your house or something, or just feel like just that you're not able to do something. Get up today. Take a step. Especially for those of you that haven't done that in a while. You may get up and go to the bathroom and get something to eat, but then for some of you, get up and go do something different today. Write that list of what you're grateful for. Find joy, some peace, or happiness in that moment. And feel grateful for it. I know that we all have something that holds us back from being our highest and best selves at some point in our life. We've all had that. Some of us don't have it so much anymore because we've practiced these tools and we've done these things and we've gotten to where we are. If you need to, start making a list of all the things that you want to do. And then choose one. I invite you to choose one. And say, I want to do this. Well, when you go to do something, if you go to ever travel, what's one of the first things you have to do? You have to plan it out. Start planning. Make that list of going, this is what I need to do in order to get here. And then, what I'd invite you to even do for a step further is to close your eyes, ground and center yourself, and ask, what's my next step? To obtaining that goal, to doing what I really want to do. Really want. What's your purpose? You need to ask yourself that. I know it sounds ridiculous. Trust me, there's a million things they've had me do that have sounded ridiculous to me. But as I started doing them, more changed for the better for me. All the more. My husband, he doesn't really go to these events, to be honest, but it's because he has work. And I'm grateful for him going to work because then I can afford to go to these events usually. Well, this is the first month that I wasn't able to afford it, and for some odd reason, so for me to go this month. Along with some of these other things that I do, and I can't explain it to you, you have to experience. To see, to feel, just to, there's so much to it. And I hope that this blesses your life. And as a quick reminder, there's the Facebook pages. If you need to be directed to those, I will go that will allow you to get to those for the Facebook pages, as well as a link to Limitless. And I will also leave a book, the name of the book for you. And if you want, then just leave a comment below. Ask me your questions of how you can get that. And I will make sure to get back to you within the week. And eventually I will make another video of whatever else I need to, but for now, if for some reason you can, if I don't respond, just because I do get busy like everybody else, go to the events, talk to people there. And on my Facebook pages, there are people that are on there that you can even ask and just say, hey, how do I get this? There should be able to be people on there that will respond. I will do my best to get back to you. I promise that I will really try to get back to you. Sometimes that's one of my more difficult areas, is being on Facebook and stuff. So I do my posts, videos like this, so that I can hopefully be able to bless somebody's life and to be a part of that in some way for them. Want to expand your horizon on that and just to learn more, you can always email me and ask me. I do respond to my emails and stuff. Just make it short and quick and simple and stuff. Just make sure to leave your name, your number, contact info, basically, and stuff, so I can get a hold of you. That's the best form of communication for you. Email is Holly's HOLLYS .creator CREATOR Inventor INVENTOR .shop SHOP @gmail.com. And if you're looking to go to their event, I believe they are doing one, the Limitless, they are actually doing one next week from the 27th through the 29th, Wednesday through Friday. It's a 3-day event. It's from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. on the first 2 days and 9 p.m. to 6 p.m., I believe, on the third day. The second day is usually when they invite people to come and go to the thing that they have open to the public. It's really emotional, something you'll never forget for sure. I hope to see you there. I hope to be able to meet you and just to be a part of your lives. And please let me know if you went. I'll look and I'll see if you guys have responded. There's lots of different things on here that I wish I could have all the time today just to be able to express a lot of this, but at this time I've got to get going for some other things today. But I wanted to at least talk to you and share this message with you of being able to find that happy. And I hope that it really does bless your life. I hope that you take it to heart and that you take action on it and watch it make a difference in your life. Because even just this one little thing, and when you do it, just if you feel like that it honors you to share it with someone, or pass along the message to them, or even to post it below and stuff, so that maybe there's other people that that are watching this that haven't commented yet, or whatever else, just to see how it might bless their lives. Just I invite you to do that. It's really profound. It's really amazing just to watch people do that and just to see it all happen. You are all amazing. Every single one of you. And I don't doubt that for a second. I hope that this helps you see that. Leave your comments below. I hope to see you at the events because I love to get to know people. I love to be able to, serve them in any capacity that I can that would help them serve them in the best in their life. I know quite a bit of tools myself. I'm still learning how to do that more with people, I guess is the best way to put that. I am a life mentor myself. I'm not certified yet, but I am working. If you feel working with me, I'm creating certain groups to be able to help that happen. The pages that I do so that way I can still do the best that I can, if not have others that are in the group that will help do that. For one-on-ones, those ones actually do cost. And I was like as little as like $10 an hour. And that's just for now and stuff. But until I can work with mentors specifically on that and get the certifications done, I don't. There's not enough knowledge in the area that I know about that yet to go beyond that. As far as what to ask people for in that area, and so hopefully that you found something valuable from this. I hope that that there was something in here that was able to touch your hearts, help you learn something, or maybe just a way to be able to find information, how to be able to get to them, and some of these other events that are out there and stuff that face for you to be able to learn and grow and to advance in your life and to upgrade into something more beautiful and more profound. Anyways, if you have any questions, you know how to get a hold of me, at least from those things that I've given you. My email is the one that I will respond to the most. Please do not keep it simple, keep it short. I prefer it if you don't flood it with more than like maybe maximum of like 10 sentences, 10 questions at the most type of thing. Because for those ones that are a lot longer, so if I may not get around to them, I will do what I can. So most likely we'll be going off of intuition just to see which ones of those that I'm supposed to respond to at this time. May your day be blessed. May you find some joy in the moment. Thank you for joining us here today on Innovators Hub TV. And remember, you are priceless. For every bit of this. Otherwise, I wouldn't do it for you. That's the honest to God's truth. Cheers.